Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good Monday morning. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Brandon Libby. We have another Storm Track 7 yellow alert day in effect for this morning. And then we'll have another one for tonight into tomorrow as we're tracking a wintry mix that's going to make for some icy or slick travel. Now, it's a little bit different than what we've been dealing with the last couple of weeks. Not as much snow, but maybe a little more ice, and temperatures at least will be milder. Highs are in the mid-30s, lows are in the low 30s. But we've already seen that light wintry mix or freezing drizzle moving overhead, especially for our southeastern counties this morning. That's why things are partially covered, a little icy. Need to take it slow this morning, give yourself some extra time. We also have some pretty strong south winds. It's given us some drifting snow, and that's created for maybe some partially covered roads and a couple of other trouble spots across the area as well. So be careful out there this morning. Now, most of the wintry mix is going to wrap up pretty quickly this morning, and most of today should end up being dry, just cloudy, as highs are back to the mid-30s. We should see an improvement in the road conditions as there are lots of plows out. Again, temperatures actually climb above freezing, and treatment will now be pretty effective, and they are out treating the roads here already this morning. Otherwise, as we go into tonight, probably about midnight or so, you're going to see another batch of rain moving in from the south. Again, starting as rain, but then as temperatures cool down to 32 or below, you're going to get that transition into a wintry mix, maybe some freezing rain mixing in with the rain. Could eventually be some sleet and snow mixing in as well. And we'll see that through the morning commute, through the morning hours, and then finally tapering off around noon as it moves out to the east. And then a bit of a break for tomorrow afternoon before we actually have another round of a wintry mix pushing back in late Tuesday night. That will continue basically through Wednesday morning. I think temperatures may be a degree or two warmer with that system, so perhaps more rain than a wintry mix, but still the potential for some slick travel. And then maybe just some lingering or nagging isolated pockets of a wintry mix into Thursday. After that, we should be dry heading into the weekend, finally. Now, as this system goes for tonight into tomorrow, a little bit more on the icing side of things. I think at least a glaze of ice possible up to about Highway 18, really covering most of the viewing area, similar to what we have this morning. So that could create widespread problems on the roads. But then maybe a slightly better chance for some more significant icing, I guess you could say, up to 1/10 of an inch, which doesn't sound like much, but that will create some problems. That's going to be from Highway 20 to about I-80. Maybe south of I-80, temperatures are a little warmer, so you get more rain as opposed to freezing rain. And then north of Highway 20, just not as much action overall, but that sweet spot between Highway 20 and I-80. So do plan for some delays and some slow travel into tomorrow morning. Not as much in the way of snowfall. Anything should be up to about an inch or less in that gray shaded area. So not going to be a big snowfall maker, but again, with temperatures close to freezing, you have that potential for some freezing rain, some icing. And so a winter weather advisory will go into effect later this evening through about the midday hours of tomorrow. It's going to be for Highway 20 and areas south. So here's the breakdown. Of course, still dealing with the slick conditions this morning with the light wintry mix. That's going to wrap up pretty quickly. Highs are back to the mid-30s. We'll see improvement on the roads and a fairly dry afternoon. Lows tonight down to the upper 20s to low 30s, but basically freezing or below. So as that rain moves in, it'll quickly turn over to the wintry mix, and we'll also deal with areas of dense fog for tonight too. So it could be some low visibility as the roads become icy. Not a great combination. Tomorrow, continuing with the wintry mix, and that will wrap up about midday. After that, highs about to the low to mid 30s, and then the third round, I should say, for Tuesday night into Wednesday. But temperatures at least are pretty consistent for this week. Highs are in the mid-30s. We'll see that into the weekend with cloudy skies. Lows are in about the low 30s or so. Should be dry into early next week.